Hey y'all, all my crafty and artist friends out there, how's everybody doing? I hope you all are well. And before I start this, I'm going to share how I made these covers. I've had a couple of requests on showing some of my processes, and I'm horrible about doing that, and I apologize. It's just a time thing with me. So I'm going to try to do better. But first of all, I want to thank everybody who watched and commented on my craft space video. I appreciate all your lovely comments. I love all you guys. You guys are great. I wasn't expecting to get that many views on that, so thank you all. And let me know if you're interested in seeing anything else similar to that. But as I change things around or add things, I can do that. And just real quick, the last video that I did with the vintage journals, those are still available in my shop. I know I noticed there's been a lot of journals and a lot of shopping and a lot of online sales and a lot of stuff going on, but those are still in the shop. And this one will be in the shop soon. And I may wait. I'm going to make a couple of more of these, so I may wait till I have a few of them done. And I'm still working on the readers. I kind of hit a wall there with where I want it to go next with those things I'm not sure if I want to add or not. So kind of thinking on that. And I'm still working on bags, okay? So all that being said, just be patient with me. I go all over the place. But so I showed you in my in that video of my space that I was working on my 2022 journal, and I had some questions about this. So this is made from Kraft-Tex. I've been wanting to try to use this. I had some in my stash, and I can't even remember what I used it for before, because I bought a roll of it. So you can buy a roll that's natural, which is 1.5 yards. It's 19 inches. So that size, if you roll it out and flatten it out, you can get, let's see, where did I do with my covers? So this I already had in my stash, okay? And then I believe I had this as well. So I had enough for 2 covers left in my stash. But this roll, if you want to make that same size, which is 7.25 by 9 with a 2.5 inch spine, you can get, I believe there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get 5 covers out of that one roll, and you'll have several pieces this size left over, and then one strip, like 3/4 of an inch left over, okay? So, because the very last one ended up being almost 10 inches tall, but I went ahead and cut it down to 9. So then we can do some things with this too. You can make tags out of this. You can cover it with fabric and make tabs. You can paint on it. I mean, you can do so many things with these leftovers too, so don't chunk those. These make great tags, okay? And now this is where I've painted one. And actually, I think, no, you get more than one, because I've already started painting one. More than, so you get 1, 3, 4, 5. You get 6. You can get 6 covers, okay? So then what I did was I went and I cut this roll. I rolled it out, and I measured 9 inches, however many times I could get, and I cut them this way, okay? And then I came back to my scoreboard and scored them at 7.25 and 2.5 and 7.25, and then just cut that excess off. Okay, so that gives you 6 covers this size. And this stuff is great, y'all. It's like leather. It feels like leather when you paint it. I mean, it feels sort of like a soft leather now, but it's a paper. And there's a texture on one side, and then the other side is smooth. Okay. So that's what I use, and that's how many covers you can get out of it. And you can find this. You can find this on Amazon. Not sure where else you can get it. I'm sure it's available in other stores, but you can make, you know, all kinds of stuff with this. Just like everything else that we use. So I thought I would show you my process. So once I cut everything down and score it, so now I'm going to take and paint it with gesso, okay? So I use this Kraft-Tex gesso, all right? And then for me, I've been going through all my stuff, so I've made a bunch of things. So I've gone through images and already backed on file folder some little images that I wanted to use maybe for tucks or pockets or for the front of journal covers. And I love this little image right here. So I think this is going to be one. This is going to be one of my images. This little girl too, I may use her. So this is kind of what I do. I'm just showing you sort of my process. When my creativity, when I'm doing things, I'm thinking ahead of how I might use these sort of things. Okay, so I really like this little boy, and I think I might do one with him. And I've picked out some paint colors too. So these are just potential, you know, potential covers. Okay. But I'm leaning towards, right now I'm leaning towards these three. And I don't know how many I'll do right now. You know, it just depends on where my inspiration continues to take me. Because I get sidetracked, you know, squirrel. Okay, so I've got my cover laid out. I've got my gesso on here. I've got 3 images to choose from. Now, I pulled some colors. So I've got this bright teal. And I'm going to tone it down with some vintage ink just to keep it a little more, make it a little more vintagey looking once I paint it. So I've got the bright teal, and then y'all know I love the Oxford blue, which I think might go with this guy, okay? And I've got this deep sea color. And I love these paints. I get these paints from Target, called Handmade Modern. They're a couple of bucks a jar. I love the texture of this paint. I love the way it goes on. It has sort of a satin sheen, but it's not over satiny, and you'll see when we paint. But I really like these paints. The only thing I don't like is, you know, if you don't use them within like a 6-month period or so, they do start to dry up. They get sort of thick. And if you can, you can't really see in there, but they start to get a little thick. So, but you can add a little bit of water, and stir it and kind of thin it down. But they will dry up. Like if you don't use them within a year or so, just be aware of that. So, kind of don't do like I did and don't buy a ton of them at one time. Kind of buy what you're going to use. Within 6 months or so. It's just my advice. Now this one, this one's a satin too, but when we paint, it doesn't come out like that. But I think I might, let's try the bright teal. I think on mine, this cover is this, it's called Honey. And you see it says satin, but seriously, and I've added ink to it, but seriously, when you paint it's not super satiny on this cover. Maybe it just depends on what you paint on. I don't know. It's just it's a smooth, maybe the satin doesn't mean like metallic or shiny. It's just a smoother finish. It's not flat. So I guess that's what they mean. This, I think this might be this deep sea. Yeah, I think this is the deep sea color here. But anyway, what is super cool about these though is they are so flexible. Like you can literally, sorry, I'm adding things to my journal here. So you can literally bend this book back like this. So it's super, super flexible. You can add a lot in here. We're going to cover the inside with fabric like I did these. And that, because this is paper, it might over time, like if you're constantly, like you're constantly bending it and bending it and bending it, this will eventually wear. So that's why I use the fabric all the way across, on the inside, and then some kind of, I may use a fabric for the binding or the fabric strips. Just depends on, where my inspiration goes. But let's try this bright teal. I actually think she might be cute with the bright teal because she's got these, excuse my reach, she's got these, there's blues in here, and see her little bows, kind of bright teal. And then there's teal on the, I think that's a little boy there. And the little girl waving it, is she cute? I just love this. And I think this might be really pretty with the bright teal. So let's paint the bright teal. And do I have clean water over here? No. Let me, just kind of on a whim doing this Saturday morning. And see, that paint's thick too. This one hasn't been opened. Let's see. Okay, see, it's nice and creamy when you first open it. All right. So I'm going to be really healthy with I love these colors. I think this is one of my favorite colors right here, this teal. And you're just going to, once your gesso dries, and you can use a heat gun to dry it. I sort of jump-started it that way. Then it gives you, because it's the Kraft-Tex, that craft color, if you paint just right on that, it's not going to give you this true color. It's going to be a little bit darker. It'll be a different color. And you can buy, I think you can buy this, stuff in like a bleached white. So you don't have to buy, if you're going to paint it, like I'm doing, you could probably save you a step by buying the white instead of the craft color. I like the craft color just in case I decide I want to do something else, something different with it. And then once I cut those extra pieces off, I think they will be fun to run through the embossing, an embossing folder or something with some of my florals and make some tags out of that with that craft color, and then maybe embellish and put ink over the top of them or something. I don't know, I'm just rambling, but yeah, so you just paint. Typically I will do 2 coats depending on how well. You really don't need to, and this stuff seals. It doesn't, one thing about this paint I've found is it doesn't chip. Like a flat paint will kind of, if you don't put some kind of sealant on it, it tends to chip, kind of like it does when you paint, on furniture or whatever. But it's a really good paint. And it is a thicker paint, and that's why it covers better, and that's why it dries up faster. So anyway, but you can water it down a little bit and save it if it gets really gunky. I've done it. So painted that, and now we're gonna let that dry. And I will probably go over it with another coat, and then I'll, when it's all dry, I'll do some inking. I'll just take my my vintage photo distress ink, and just kind of gently go around the edges and around it. And I'll ink around this. You know, I'll ink around this, and I'll probably, I don't know if I'll do like I did. So this one's kind of wide, so I don't know if I'll put fabric behind it like I did the yellow one, or if I'll just do like I did mine and kind of keep it plain, and maybe embellish with some little fabric and buttons or something on it. Probably will stitch it to the cover and make a pocket out of it on the front. That's what I did with mine. So yeah, so that's just one step, and I really do like this one. I think I'm going to do something with this one. I could actually go back, and cut this down some, or I could have made it smaller to make it more of a square versus a rectangle, but since I've already done that, I still think it'd be really cute on here. Just does fit. And him, I really think I'm going to do the Oxford blue for him. And then I also have this rosemary color, which I thought might be, I'm just not sure. The yellow might actually be better for her, or a pink. Pink might be good because there's just a little bit of pink over here. So I don't know, but we'll see. But this one's probably going to have this image on it. So we'll just see. So that's how I start the cover, and then I'll go through my fabrics. So like I have this really cute, and I didn't pull any fabric to do this, but let's see. So I have some vintage ticking, which I think would also be really pretty on the inside of this, that I just picked up off of eBay. I bought a lot of it, a lot of vintage. So it was quite a bit. And yeah, I might use that on the inside. But then I also have some polka dots that I think would be really pretty. And I don't have that at the ready right now, I don't think. Let's see. So I have, yeah, I don't know if I got a big enough piece of that though. So I've got this polka dot, which I think would be really pretty on the inside. This is sort of thin though, so like if I use this, I may have to paint the inside white. And then I also have this gingham. This would be really cute too. I have this ladybug fabric that I just bought from Kate. From Katie's Tribe of 5. That would be cute, and it's a little more contrasting. You could cover the inside with paper. I prefer fabric. I just think the durability of it's going to hold up longer. Yeah. So anyway, so that's where we are. And then I'll come back and show you how I add the fabric. I'll do another video showing you how I add the fabric and all that good stuff. But I want to kind of show you, where I am. I got stuff everywhere, y'all. I kind of want to show you where I am in let me flip my camera a little bit. In process on this one. So she's almost done. I've been working on the charm. Okay. And this is attached to the book. It's not removable. And then this is a pocket, so I'm trying to figure out, I want to do a tag or something up here, and I have these little things that Jessica Rapp sent me. She made these little charms, so I have some hearts, and then I have these little flowers, and I think it would be cute to maybe have a little tag up here. I don't know, I don't want to get too busy. This is kind of busy, but I'm just thinking out loud. And then inside of this one, I made, so I covered it with this sort of gingham-like fabric, and then I made some pockets. So this is a double pocket. So it's a pocket here, and then there's a little pocket here. And then it's got 5 signatures. And this was a quilt piece that came in, this came in some Happy Mail. And y'all have to tell me, Jessica, did you send me this, or Renee, did you send me this? Because both of them sent me some little fabric packs recently, and I cannot remember which little pack that was in. But you can see I layered. So I layered several fabrics here, and then I actually stitched that to a thinner, like a cardstock, and then stitched it all around, and then glued this image on, and then glued one of my little ruffles with buttons on there. But I also used a different kind of glue, and I'm going to tell y'all about this. Anyway, I'll show you the glue in a second, but I've been working on this, so I've added ruffles, I've added some of my tabs, I added one of my button paper clips. I'm going back in now and putting, deciding whether I want to put pockets. I'm going to put a couple of pockets in here, and then I think I may just be done and just give you a nice goodie pack of things to use. So that's sort of what I've been doing. I've been doing some embellishing, but not so much that you can't, make the journal your own. So let me know, leave me comments, let me know what you prefer. Do you prefer a totally embellished journal, or heavier embellishments and goodies, or like, just a few tabs and tucks and things like that? I'm trying not to go overboard with that stuff. I just really think it gives you more room to make it your own. But y'all let me know what you think. And I will be back soon. Oh, let me show you that glue. So, in the last journals that I made, I had a little gem that I wanted to glue onto the front of that journal, and I'm just afraid that like a hot glue, or that I have some of that E6000 stuff, but it takes so long for that stuff to dry. So I wanted to try something else. So I bought 2 little bottles of this, and y'all, this is great. This stuff works great if you need to glue things on. It will, so like you can embellish jeans, phones, purses, shoes, glasses, and more. Rhinestone, pearls, glitter. So I use that. And just to show you, this is a little charm that I made for my book. It was a little ladybug, and it came in some Happy Mail, and I wanted to use it as a charm, and I just didn't feel like wrapping it around here would hold it. So I took one of those little Tim Holtz things and I glued it. Now, there was a little bit of white on the back of this ladybug, but I used some of that glue, and it dries clear. That little white that you see was actually on that little bug. It was like stuck to something. I couldn't get all the sticker stuff off. So I'm going to probably put something else on the back of here. But, yeah, stuff works great. So, anyway, I thought I'd share that little tip. And, I think that's it for now, y'all. I'll be back in the next step, and show you how I put the fabric, how I adhere the fabric, and then, I'll try to go through, the process, like maybe how I do the fabric, and then go through and pull my pages and stuff, and just kind of go through, not every little step, but just to give you some basic ideas on how I do these and how I've made these 2 particular journals. Anyway, love you guys. See you soon. Let me know what you think. Bye.